Good evening, everybody. I'm Bart Winkler. Welcome into the Winklerverse. It is a Sunday night, and it is a celebratory night as the Green Bay Packers have topped the Seattle Seahawks by a score of 30-13. Their first win in Seattle since I looked it up earlier and then forgot and then did not go back and look it up again, but either 2008 or 2009. It's been a long time. We've seen a lot of garbage in Seattle since then. The two that stick out, the Fail Mary, and of course, the often referenced 2014 NFC Championship game. Nice interception there late from Edgerrin Cooper. We all know that Julius Peppers would have told him to go down in that same setting. A game that felt pretty good for the most part. Once Geno Smith went out, it looked like it was going to be harder for Seattle to come back. Sam Howell, more like Sam Howell bad. And the Packers do get the win again over the Seahawks, like I mentioned, 30-13. Very impressive night on both sides of the ball. Jordan Love. So it's Toyota-thon, obviously. So he's good in that. But let's just say it. He's good. Okay? There's going to be times where is Jordan Love good? Is he worth this much money? 55. Maybe he should just be making 52. Should just be making 48. Jordan Love's good. This is a good quarterback that we have. We had a great one. We had another great one. And now we have another good one. Hopefully great. Big ups, by the way, to the New York Jets. Davante Adams. 198 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And the Jets improved to 4-10. And one of my more unpopular opinions, Davante Adams, one of my least favorite Packers of all time. Maybe even top 3. Maybe ahead of Rodgers. Something I got to think about. But I saw that stat line today. And I was like, Rodgers, I didn't care. But Davante was like, I don't know. Not a fan. Packers get the win. Of course, this current Packer team. Matt LaFleur does a brilliant job doing most things except for challenges, of which he is 0 for 6 now on the season. And it's not like these are borderline challenges. These are challenges that the broadcast, and I know he doesn't have access to that, but there are people that aid him in this. These are challenges that the broadcast just gets done saying, and they bring in their guy, oh, yeah, absolutely the right call. There is no question about it. And Matt LaFleur has thrown the flag. So great stuff from him. We need to start treating him like a drunk and take away his keys being the challenge flag. Again, Packers get the win 30-13. I'm Bart Winkler under the Winklerverse. We are brought to you by, as you see, Happy Place Hemp. This is the last few days. I mean, I know there's one weekend left, maybe for Christmas shopping, but you can just literally go on your computer right now, go to happyplacehemp.com, type in the promo code. When you go to checkout, it is BART. You will get 25% off every single order. The gummies, the tinctures, the balm. You're looking for CBD products. You're looking for the CBD CBN products. You're looking for THC-free products. You're looking for those 3 magical letters. It's all available for you in gummy, in seltzer, and then in alternative forms. You can check them out. They will ship pretty much anywhere, and in most cases for free with the promo code BART. Use it at checkout. Promo code BART, happyplacehemp.com. Happyplacehemp.com. I mean, I'm really I've got so many people in my life that and somebody asked me about, whoever. I just need a little fill-in gift, like a little $30, it's a little gift, something they'll like, something they'll use, something. It's not going to break the bank, just to get to the threshold of whatever. These are perfect. So again, happyplacehemp.com. The promo code is BART. Hot Take Jake says, I need more cocks. Something that I was saying throughout the game and all week long. Dan says, my Seahawks need to tank and rebuild for the future. Well, what's interesting about the Seahawks is that Jackson Smith and Jigba, I'll get it right, is the number one there. Not just the number one option by default, but He's their best receiver. Lockett had a catch. DK, remember DK was a beast. He was only 3 for 28. But JSN is legit, and he's so good. Geno, I don't like, and I know he got hurt, which makes it a lot worse. And we'll see like what kind of situation they're going to be in going forward. If you look at the playoff picture with this loss, Seattle's knocked out. Seattle has given way to the Rams, who are 8-6. And if you look at these teams, I think the Rams' schedule is pretty light, accordingly with the Seahawks. But both are 8-6. Arizona's coming up at 7-7. I mean, you got to feel better about the Rams right now than you do the Seahawks. And if Geno's hurt, like Sam Howell, it just wasn't it. And I know he got, sprung into duty here tonight, but it was not it. The Packers, by the way, 6 seed, good win for them. I don't really think that they're not going to make the playoffs, but they did have to win at least a game, maybe a couple of these games. Detroit losing today is interesting. So they go to 12-2. But so do the Eagles. So there could be a chance that Detroit doesn't have the number 1 seed, as we've been talking about throughout this. And then Minnesota, like the season could, the playoffs still could go through Minnesota at 11-2. Packers, had they won one of these games against Detroit, it changes everything. But they're firmly going to be entrenched in a wild card spot. It's just a matter of, most likely, will it be the 6 and you go play it, or the 7, or I don't think they're going to get the 5. So you want to avoid the 7 so you don't have to go to either Detroit or Philly. You'd rather have the 6 and go to either Tampa or the Rams, which I'm not saying that the Packers are just going to roll in there and win. But all these teams are good. Packers are good. I think Buccaneers are good. They showed that they can beat the Chargers today. Rams, I think, are playing well. And Packers have beaten them, but all these teams are good. I don't think there's like a, well, you want to go there, you want to go there. You can have a preference, but I'm not. You're going to go where you're going to go, and that's what's going to happen. Adam says, are there many things more annoying in the NFL than the 12th man shit before these games? Great go pack go chants there today. Very loud early, not just like late when some of the home crowd leaves. Tom says LaFleur did his best to keep Seattle in the game in the second half. Yeah, I would, and still, before the first half, I wanted the touchdown. I didn't like that they went for the field goal. And I don't know why they were Chicago Bearsing it with those 45 seconds. They just let time run off the clock. So Matt LaFleur, great coach. You saw the graphics. Great coach. There's still, he gives you enough that you're like, well, but this thing he does. And I guess that's just him. Hot take Jake. With helmet take Jake.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, happy holidays, Bart.
I will say a hearty cheers to you and whoever
Appreciate that. Although I have a question for you. It's too bad. I was looking to get some Christmas gifts, and I wanted to maybe check out Happy Place Hemp, but the problem is I already used your promo code, so I feel like I'm kind of screwed.
Oh, you used it already?
Well, yeah, and to my understanding, you can only use it one time. So.
Oh no, that's a misunderstanding.
Oh no, come on.
You can actually use it every single time you place an order.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and you don't have to like fake an address or fake a name. You can use it every single time. There is no reason that you need to pay full price. Not that it's not worth the full price value.
Of course.
And I believe Austin's found that out the hard way when he was too messed up to remember the code.
He couldn't remember BART. He
couldn't remember.
Fair enough. Yeah, I need I'm thinking something for my 7-year-old. So she's a little wild. I want to calm her down,
Well, I would not advocate that.
Anyways, I can't trust this guy, Matt LaFleur.
So
look,
I'll say
crazy.
Let me say this and see if you think this applies. Because what I always say about the Bills is Sean McDermott is a good coach. He's a good coach. His players play for him. They have a lot of great seasons. But every time the Bills lose, every time, you can say, okay, what did Sean McDermott do wrong? And there's always an example. And so the fear would be that LaFleur becomes one of these guys. Is he the AFC's Sean McDermott?
I like that, actually. Because, you both have a lot of success, but it's like in these big moments, I feel like LaFleur kind of shrivels up, and not necessarily even just big moments. When they get out to big leads, it's like, let's everything we were doing, now we just need to protect this game. And it's like, it doesn't help that he always looks like he's going to cry when they show him on the sideline. Like,
I don't hate the play calling as much as I hate like I don't know. The challenge is really like I was really pissed tonight about that because I was really pissed about the Lions by challenging that play. They burned a timeout, and then he didn't have enough timeouts to use to possibly get the ball back at the end of the first half, which could have cost them. So that bothered me. You got Ty in Mile High says I turned on this to enjoy some Packer banner, and you brought on the "This team needs the tank" idiot. That's from Ty. You haven't been on Team Tank. Look, can I just stick up for you in a minute? Maybe he said that before. Maybe Jake has said that before in other situations where it was against the grain. But look at this man's hat. He bought the ugliest, stupidest, dumbest hat on the planet.
That's right.
And anybody that does that has got more aspirations than a rebuild.
Well, like I said, I feel like the ugliness just adds to the charm,
I don't like the white helmets, even if they had the gold stripe. I'm just not into the white helmets.
Yeah, I agree. It just doesn't feel like Packers to me.
Yeah.
But no, 0 of 6 is absolutely crazy. Now, I have a friend who always sticks up for LaFleur, and he's like, well, LaFleur doesn't challenge anything. Someone is watching these plays and telling him to challenge. So if that's true, that person needs to be fired and out of a job like yesterday, or he's overruling them and is like, no, and he's just like too emotional. But you can't be 0 of 6 and like not address that. That's pretty crazy. And I almost punched a hole in my television at the end of the first half when we used a minute of clock in 2 plays, and LaFleur's not jumping in. Jordan's not having any sense of urgency. I'm like, what the hell is this? Just bizarre.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It was Eberflus-esque is what it was.
I do think like there is a lot of emotionality to LaFleur. I like Mike McDonald tonight too. Every time they showed him, the Seahawks coach, he was like big eyes. Even when they scored, they showed him and he's like, huh? What? Maybe he used promo code Bart.
Could be.
Adam says after that fumble by Jacobs and TD right after, there was a small window. I was thinking, oh shit, not again. These Seahawks Packer games have had a history of bizarre finishes. I don't know if I got to the point where I thought we were going to lose, but it was a little uncomfortable. Then we got a pick right away. And when Edgerrin Cooper got that pick, and he is, big breakout national TV night for him tonight. He had an interception. He had 1 sack. Ingabari had a couple of sacks. Gary had a sack. Cox had a sack. Wyatt had a sack. Carl Brooks had a sack. They had a total of 7 sacks tonight. And it was and a lot of those sacks, and they pointed this out too, they weren't like blitz sacks. They were just the 4-man Packers rush was beating and dominating the 5-man Seahawks front. So I think even if Seattle does get in, they would be the easy out because the offensive line not great. Geno was good enough to continue to be continue to like be a bridge quarterback, but they didn't do anything. There's no bridge. The bridge doesn't connect anywhere.
Yeah, you're not connecting that bridge to Sam Howell. I think we saw that tonight, that he's not the future. But that last message I would address that I kind of feel the same way where like you always get that little bit of nervousness when you open the window. And I think it's from years of trauma of not, closing things. But that's also just like one of a LaFleur team. Like that's one of their calling cards is not putting your foot on the gas, not stepping on their throats when you have the chance.
Yeah. Oh, is Jerry subtweeting over on online about a bitch fest? What are we bitching about? What do you want to what do you what more should we be enjoying? We're enjoying the win. We're
Yeah,
enjoying the win.
we're analyzing it. I
We're
mean,
analyzing the win. We
maybe
are
they just want
talking.
to
It is the
play.
same conversation you would have. You want to know the shit? Okay, you know how much I enjoyed. You know how much I enjoyed the game tonight. Let me tell you all the things I texted my little group of Packer friends that I text. Here's the things that I texted throughout the night. Josh Jacobs is the fucking best running back we've ever had. Okay. Not sure why we've slow played it there, but they should try for the TD. That was fucking weak. In this goddamn building, I want points. We should have tried for the TD. Tired of rooting for bitch ass teams. Take the keys away from this drunk. LaFleur is an idiot. How can he be so fucking stupid all the time? Jordan Love is fucking amazing. I love that Devontae was all pumped about 200 yards today to go 4-10. What a fucking loser. Least favorite Packer ever. So even during the games that were winning by
They won by
20
3
points, you don't text someone and be like, hey guys, just want to say I like this 13-point lead. I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, come on now.
You text people to say, what the fuck is Kenny Clark doing? Why the fuck is Jaden Reed fumbling the football?
Nah, I think they just want you to play Todd Rundgren, bang on the drum, and just like dance, and God forbid you actually talk about the game and analyze it.
Well, it's not even it's just talking through the feelings.
I missed I missed that the show's not a call-in show when you do I was mad at you guys. Because you're saying, like, would you take Van Ness, Jaden Reed, and Luke Musgraves over Charbonnet?
JSN and Charbonnet.
I don't even know if JSN is a better player than Reed himself. So, like, it was crazy that all three of you guys were like, "Yeah, I do that." Like,
Well, I think JSN's like a top 5 receiver. He's maybe my Dak Prescott of receivers, where I think that he is better than the consensus. Like people think they'll say, okay, he's fine, but I mean, I think he's great. Reed tonight was very good. Reed rushed the ball 3 times, 27 yards, 5 catches, 34 yards. They used him in like if the Niners used Deebo Samuel that way, they'd be in the playoffs.
sure.
I think that Watson, he had a nice game, 3 catches. Romeo Doubs, that touchdown, 2 touchdowns for him. So that second one,
Crazy.
insane catch. Absolutely great catch from Doubs. And we've been talking about that about who's the number 1 receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that what these 3 guys showed tonight, and you got Wicks in there and other guys, but Watson and Doubs and Reed, I mean, whoever you want to say is the number 1, that's fine.
They all have
They are 3 clearly different guys that can fill different roles. Watson is really coming on strong as the guy who Jordan Love underthrows passes to and gets a pass interference call. So Watson's really been good at that.
He's a unique player.
I call that the Brock Purdy play.
Well, I was texting some buddies about, like, there's going to be a problem when these guys need to start getting paid. So we were like, your power rankings of, like, who they should pay and who they shouldn't, as far as, like, rank them 1 through 3. And it's interesting to me that has changed on, like, a week-to-week basis, I think. Because right now I'd go Watson number 1, Dobbs number 2, Reed number 3. But you could have flipped those at any time during last season, this season.
Yeah. And Tucker Kraft's great. I hope we're saying enough good things.
Yeah, I mean, if they want this to be a little more positive, I think this offense has the potential, when Musgraves comes off of IR, to just go to another level, which is a scary thought. Because now you have somebody who can truly stretch the field down the seam. Tucker Kraft can just be a little bit more of a do everything kind of guy. But I have a lot of hope for this team, but I just feel like until LaFleur does it, I can't trust him all the way.
So we've got the Saints next Monday, and we should demolish them. I mean, there should be no chance. I had a guy, I don't know if this has ever happened in radio history. I had a guy Friday night. Well, Thursday night, he called me and said Jake Hayner's going to ball out. Okay.
Okay.
What was Hayner's line before he was 4 for 10 with 49 yards and a pick. He was fucking terrible. And then he calls me Friday and he goes, "Did you hear what Jake Hayner said?" I go, "I did not." And he goes, let me hear, listen to this. And he had a second phone and he played the cut. He was the first listener in radio history to ever play his own cut. And Jake's like, Hayner's like, this might be my only shot. I got to go for it. I got to do it. And I go, you think he's going to be good just because he said that? And the guy's like, yeah, I mean, nobody talks like this. I go, I don't want to offend anybody just in case somebody's relative or whatever. But do you know how many corpses? Do you know how many corpses their last phrase was, "I'm going to climb Mount Everest"?
Yeah. Darby Allin, rest in peace, brother.
Oh, when's he doing that?
April.
Jesus.
Like, he's going to die. Like, I don't think it's even a question. Like, he's going to die.
What is I don't get what the allure of counting Everest is.
Yeah, once it's been done X
climbing.
number of times, like, yeah, cool.
Just make your own, like, find your own mountain to climb and climb that.
Or, like, if you need something to get the adrenaline going, like, do something that doesn't even seem like it would be fun. You know what I mean? Like,
if I was going to be like, I'm devoting my life to climbing this mountain, I would just be like, well, why don't I just devote my life to being a good dad? Why don't I devote my life to being a good husband? Why don't I devote my life to making the most money I can? Why don't I devote my life to, instead of like climbing a fucking rock?
To each their own. I don't know.
Look, I don't get it. I hate to be so controversial.
Now, those guys that climb those rocks probably look at us and be like, man, could you imagine going on the internet to talk about a football game at 10:30 at night?
Yeah, but I'm going to make it up the stairs after this, is the thing.
This is true.
Craig Thompson, always good to hear from Craig. I hope he's doing well. He says, I have the utmost respect for Aaron Jones, but Josh Jacobs is on another level. The best part is when Jacobs gets hit, I am not holding my breath like I did when Jones would get hit. So, again, I was very pumped about that. I think we would all have been more pumped if Aaron Jones could come in and spell him, but I don't know that that's needed. First half much better than the second, obviously, but the first drive, it's like, if you've got this weapon in Jacobs, and imagine him, I mean, there was one thing that Collinsworth said that I really liked, was that, because I'm thinking Josh Jacobs in the cold and whatever, but Collinsworth said this seems to be a team that will be scary to play against, even on the road. Like, I don't feel like the Packers lose anything by going on the road. I feel like they play well on the road. They lost to the Lions, obviously. They lost in Brazil. And that's what's very interesting about this Packers season is their losses have come to the Lions, the Vikings, and the Eagles, all teams that have double-digit wins. So normally you'd look at that and say, oh, they can't beat the good teams, but they can beat every good team. They can beat every team except for the three teams that beat them, and those games were pretty close. They've got the Saints coming up, the Vikings and the Bears. The Saints Monday night. We're going to play at night all month. I still think the Vikings game is going to get flexed to the Sunday night, and that's the one I'm going to.
Oh, brutal.
What else? What other game could get flexed? Cardinals, Rams. That's probably it, right? Because right now the game's Dolphins at Browns, so obviously that's not going to be the game.
What do you mean? That's a main event in any TV screen.
Cowboys, Eagles. Are they going to throw the Cowboys back on Sunday night? No, I think Packers-Vikings get flexed.
It would have to be.
Well, that's what I'm planning on.
Night games at Lambeau suck too, man.
Well, that one, no, that's in Minnesota.
Oh, you're going to. That's right. I went to the Vikings game this year.
Yeah, that'll be our road game.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like Green Bay.
We had like 13 people that in September were like, "Yeah, we're going." I think we're down to 4.
Well, here's the thing. And okay,
it's Christmas, New Year's week, but whatever.
I don't dig the NFL live. Like, I think it actually is a lesser experience live than it is.
I'd rather it be the night so I can watch. I mean, it's fantasy championship weekend.
Oh,
I'd rather watch all the games.
Yeah. Get a little sauced up, make it to the stadium, hopefully stay awake the whole time.
Did someone fall asleep at a game once that you're referencing?
I remember hearing something.
And was it me in Pittsburgh?
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
We've all been there. No, I was going to say, I think Green Bay is the classic team that plays to its competition level because they're never like this huge underdog versus anybody, but I also can see them getting got by anybody too.
Yeah, but not a bad team. Like any team in the playoffs can beat them. But they can beat any team too. I'm not expecting that the Green Bay Packers are going to the Super Bowl. I would think that next year we come in starting to think, okay,
now we put it together.
I'm not expecting them to go to the Super Bowl, but I think they can go to this. I mean, they can. I think it's pretty wide open. I think the best team is the Bills.
It's what it looks like.
I don't think the Chiefs know how to lose. Even if Mahomes is hurt and Carson Wentz is the quarterback for a month, they're going to fucking win those games.
Oh, that reminds me. Do you think Collinsworth is in on like the Kansas City Mahomes meme that he's a part of?
I don't know if I know that meme.
It's that like, people do their Collinsworth impressions and they're talking about, a game between Dallas and San Francisco and how long will it take him to mention Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs? And he did it tonight, like 90 seconds of game time had gone by and he's like, oh, I think the Kansas City Chiefs have changed the way teams play. Like he's got to be in on the
that could be worse. That's not bad.
Yeah, I didn't really prep for that one. I could have done better.
I have an announcement. And I thank you all, but I have now reached 1,000 followers on Blue Sky.
Blue Ski, that's what I call it.
Yep, as I'm living out over there. NBA Cup. How do you feel about this?
Like I'm glad that they have won all their cup games, but I'm not really pumped that they have to play another game that doesn't mean anything.
Well, that's subjective.
Like, I don't know. I have this unhealthy obsession this year with Giannis winning the scoring title just because he's never done it. And like, I don't know, but I like little crap like that. Just add to the resume. And I don't want him to score all these unnecessary points for a game that's not going to count. So,
like AD, didn't he go 40-20 in that game last year?
Yeah, something ridiculous. But it'll be a good game. Like, I'm glad it's OKC. At least if it's, it's supposed to be relevant. But, what the Lakers won it last year, they weren't irrelevant.
Darvin Ham has never lost an NBA Cup game.
Well, there you go. Now, I like, it would be fun for, Shea to shit the bed and then Giannis to just dominate. The media won't cover it.
This could have more influence on the MVP conversation than you would think is healthy.
Could be if it comes down to those two. I think it's going to come down to Jokic or Giannis, assuming they both stay healthy. How do you not?
Like I told Paul and Grant, I think Dame's whole MO in his life should be, I need to get Giannis an MVP. I will do whatever I fucking can to get him. That's how the Bucks are the best team.
Well, but honestly, how do you not give it to Jokic though? Like he's second in the league in scoring.
Yeah, and the Nuggets are the worst versions of themselves too. From the other,
those numbers are just freaking insanity. It wouldn't be an appearance of me if I didn't bring up Chris Middleton, dude. You got to get together, man.
I love him as the dime guy. He had a rough game. He had a rough end of that game. Cosplaying as a point guard for some fucking reason. I don't know what was happening.
I mean, yeah, he's been distributing the ball, like that's been good, but like for $30 million, man, like dude, you are playing like deep fried ass cheeks. We need better. Holy crap.
Here's my thought on the NBA Cup, and I've said this, but the first year it was about what is this? The second year, these guys are in, dude. These guys have bought in. The rookies have bought in because they're going to get like half their salary. But Giannis has bought in. Giannis, saw him again this week at swimming. Still didn't say hi.
Yeah. Shoot your shot.
Oh, I'm trying to get my kid to go up to him now.
Oh, smart.
And then because he'll look and say that's Giannis. I need to write a book on how to get your kid to like sports because I've done it.
You've done it?
We're setting up helmets during the games. He's I do bedtime. We read 3 books and do pictures and all this bullshit. We just watch games. Last night I did bedtime. We watched Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. I fucking did it.
Good for you, man.
This kid, we went to my grandma's yesterday. We're driving home during the first half of the NBA Cup. I give him my phone. He watches the game on the drive home. I'm crying. I'm thinking about crying right now. I fucking did it.
You've taught him well.
We did it. Oh, and so now it's about the players care, but now we need to find a way to care. Like I actually do want them to win. But then what happens? Like I want them to win, but then what happens? Am I like I'm not
How do you react for a preseason win? That's, how you'll react for this one.
But like the Heat game I got super into because I didn't want them to blow the game. This game I got super into. I wanted to be on, Tuesday night. It's the only game that night. It's standalone. It's national TV. It's ABC. It's Bucks Thunder. I mean, it's cool. But then the process of it, I think, is cool. But then when they win, then what? Do you like my new Brewers? I made a change.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it, I think, last week.
I took this down.
Yeah.
Oh, here's some of that delicious Happy Place hemp, by the way.
In the stocking.
And it's a nighttime one, so I might as well take a gummy.
What a pro.
CBD, CBN.
Yeah, you should write that book, by the way, because my kids...
How to make your kid like sports?
Yeah, they don't want anything to do with it. So essentially,
Promo code Bart.
If I'm watching sports or WWE, I'm on the couch by myself. Like I might as well just be alone because kids are upstairs doing Roblox, playing on, whatever, YouTube. My wife's watching murder mystery bullshit on her phone, just, headphones in. And I'm just like, oh, it's good to be home with my family, Fucking cats won't even come up to me. It's crazy.
Fucking pussies.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on the Packers?
Not much. I mean, it was a fun win, but pretty much as soon as Gino went out, it was game over.
There was a point once the fourth quarter started, I was like, okay, this is boring in a good way. And then it got close. But Sam Howell was never going to bring them back. Even as tortured as this rivalry is. They were showing all the games and they were showing the playoff wins. I go, hey, I was at that game. The next one, I was at that game. Then they show the Phil Mary. I was pissed after that game. Championship. I cried after that game. You'll buy Happy Place hemp if the Bucks win the cup? You're going to buy the whole business?
Ew.
25% off. Just use the code.
It's like they're giving it away at that point.
I mean, they basically are. They're basically making it and just sending it to you.
Good people.
I have nothing more to say.
Yeah, same. I'm getting tired.
I'm glad you joined on. That was nice.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get an appearance from Matt today. He texted me earlier.
Yeah, where is everybody? What the hell? How did I do this flying solo here?
Austin called me Friday on the show. He was fucking wasted.
No.
He was.
No Tim tonight either?
Tim is sleeping.
would be.
He's got to work in 3 hours.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Well, that's what he says.
I'd normally be working now. It's so weird. I'd still have 2 hours left of my show.
I'm still not convinced that the whole Tim in the car thing, that's got some legs.
That he doesn't know where to go.
Yeah.
I am too. Can I unveil a secret that he'll get mad about?
Ooh, dish. Spill the tea.
Last time he was on, he was drinking a McDonald's. And I go, did you go to McDonald's? He goes, yeah, I just got a Diet Coke. I go, okay, their Diet Cokes are good. I've done that. And then I logged off, and then he pulled out a fucking McChicken. He lied.
Why would he just lie?
I don't know.
That's like one of those Norm Macdonald, like, you ever lie even though there's nothing to gain from the lie? You just
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
So
I just made up that story, actually.
There you go.
All right, Packers win. They are what, 10-4?
Yep, looking
That's
like the
good.
6th seed.
10-4 in the 6th seed.
It's okay. I remember a Packers team that had the 6th seed. Worked out pretty well for them.
I remember a Packers team that went 10-6 and missed the playoffs in 1990 when Lindy Infante won Coach of the Year. 89.
You remember that?
No, but we're
the same age. There's no way.
I had, so as we all know, 1990 Pro Set's my favorite set of cards ever. And there was a Coach of the Year card with Lindy Infante. There's also a Hall of Fame with Bob St. Clair. There's a Heisman with Andre Ware. There's who are the other?
What brand was this?
Pro Set.
I think I had the same set.
Oh, it was the best.
Yeah.
I used to open packs, but I'm out of packs. The
Mark
last
Gastineau,
Walgreens hanger I bought, I got USFL cards in there.
Did you see the Mark Gastineau clip with Brett Favre?
Bobby, I ran out of packs. Yeah. Favre, that was so awkward that I actually felt bad for Favre.
That was a great promo. Like, I thought he got good heat on it. Brett sold it. Like, it was good.
The guy goes, hey, Brett. And he basically said, I want to fucking kill you. So basically he said, I'm going to sack you, he says.
Yeah, Brett looked like he was shitting his pants.
Brett's like,
Then he had like the Secret Service pull him away. Like, oh, we got to get out of here. Get out of here.
Well, they hate Gastineau. The one clip from that too was one of his other Jets teammates go, oh, Mark Gastineau loves getting the quarterback because it was a sack. He never treated running backs like that. it just right by him.
Give up.
Yeah,
the old KGB style.
All right, go Pack, go. I'm already getting a little drowsy, but it might be a combination of that and this. So I got to go to bed.
All right, love you, brother.
Good to see you. Hot Take Jake with the helmet, which the hat that he's wearing looks okay. It looks better on him than it does in like the description. That's a stamp from Discovery World. Little Sunday morning action. All right. We'll talk to you next week or later this week. Always a pleasure. Thanks for coming into the Winklerverse.